The 2024 World Cup of Darts starts in just a few days, and the PDC have redesigned every nation's kit with a unique design that's not a template like other years. So in today's video, I'm going to rank all 40 from worst to best. Let's go. So, what kit do I think is the worst at this year's World Cup? Well, that unenviable position goes to Austria. Now, don't get me wrong, this isn't a terrible kit in any way, but it's just too plain. It's just really a template with the colours of the flag, and it's got a very faint design, but you really have to look at it closely to notice that, in a similar way to 39th, which I've put as Switzerland. Now, this has a bit of a cooler design, bit of like geometry stuff, which is why I put it a bit higher, but again, nothing special. 38 is Iceland, very similar, geometric pattern with just the colours of the flag, but I kind of like the blue with the red, that's why I put it ahead of the others. 37 might come as a bit of a surprise, as I put my own country, England. Now, this kit topped the PDC's poll on Twitter, but I think that's just because probably the biggest majority of PDC followers are English. Now, this kit is just really plain white. If you have to look very closely to see the faint design, then it's got these weird things down the side, kind of remind me of like Colgate toothpaste, but yeah, this really isn't anything special. I wanted to see something a lot better for England. And again, USA, very similar. Just a white kit. It's got the eagle here. I mean, that's quite cool, but again, it's very faint. You can't really notice that unless you look very closely. The sleeves are quite cool, but again, I can't rank this high. There's a lot better than this. Now, in 35th, I put Chinese Taipei. Again, this is just a plain white kit, but the reason I've ranked this higher than England and USA is I quite like their alternating sleeve colours. They're making their debut in this year's event, so good luck to them. Next up, we've got China. Now, this is, again, just the template of the colours of the flag, but it's got a slight sash, but again, I've put this higher than the rest of them so far because I quite like the yellow with the red, but this is nothing special. 33rd, I put Singapore. Now, this is where we get the first of kind of an interesting design. We've got the sort of diagonal like thunder thing up here. That's quite cool, but again, it's a bit of weird positioning. I would have liked to see that maybe repeated a few more times. It doesn't really fit in. It's just there really to make it more interesting probably. Then we have Denmark. Now, you may think I'm weird for putting this high up when I've ranked the others that are just red and white down below, but if you look closely, and you have to look quite close, but I quite like that arrow design on this up down. I think that's quite cool, so that's why I put that here. We've got Finland next up. Now, again, this is just a template, but I like how it's actually got the flag on it. If you've got the cross, and that's clear to see, unlike some of the other ones. But yeah, then we have Norway. Now, this is quite out there. You know, you've got the different colours on it, but you've got this sash coming down. I'm not the biggest fan of this, but I think it's better than the others so far, and better than the one last up, which was Finland, as it's more clear to see the outline. Then we've got Portugal. Now, this, out of all the template ones, is one of my favourites, as you'll see, but again, this is just basic, but the colour's really good. I really like this, and it's got a faint design. Lithuania. Now, again, this is quite out there, but it's got the colours of the flag. It doesn't have the red, but this is out there, and it's going to stand out on the stage. And I like just the design they've used. It's not too basic. It's not too safe. This is just quite nice. 27th, we got the Philippines. Now, this is similar to the ones from last year, but looks like a football training top you would see. This is just like very abstract, but I like the colours. This is quite cool. 26th, we got Latvia. Now, this, again, it's like a footballer's training kit, but this is just quite nice colour scheme. Again, it helps if your flag has a nice colour scheme, but yeah, Latvia, it looks like sort of mountains. I quite like this. Simple but effective. In 25th, I've put Northern Ireland. Again, this is just simple, but I like the design, and the main thing here is the colour scheme. It would just look really good on the stage, I think. Then next up we got Malaysia. Again, a nice colour scheme. This is quite simple too, but I like how they've got the black on it for the design, which makes it stand out a bit more than some of the others. And yeah, 3 different colours on here. I think that's quite cool. Next up we got Sweden. Now, this is again just the template one, but anything with those colours is going to look good, I think. And they could have made this look a bit weird with some weird designs, but they've kept it simple, and yeah, I think this will stand out on the stage, and it's just really cool. Next up we got Australia. Now let's just flick between these two. Again, very similar, clearly use the same template, but reason I've put Australia ahead is you've got the stars there. The green I don't think is as nice as the blue, but I think those stars just, yeah, reference to the flag make it slightly better. Next up in 21st, I've put Bahrain. Now this is basically just their flag on a kit, but I think it's basic but interesting at the same time. There's not much wrong with this. I think this is really nice actually. Next up we've got Poland. Now similar colour scheme, but they've got their eagles standing out. Now this is again basically just a plain white kit, but they've instead chose the graphics a bit faint, but you can see it very clearly. I quite like that. Hungary. Now this is a really cool design. I think you've got the flag but in like these like shapes. I don't know how to describe it, but I just think that's quite clean and will look quite nice on the stage. In 18th, I've put the reigning champions, Wales. Now this may look like a basic kit with just the colours of the flag, but if we zoom in a bit, you can see the dragon here and some really cool design. Now it's a bit faint, so I think this kit really, I hope it stands out on TV and you can really see when they're playing the true design. In 17th, I've put the Netherlands. Now this is anything I think in orange will look good if it's basic, but yeah, this is nice. It's very similar to a Dutch football kit. It's got that cool design which we saw in some of the early ones, but you can see it a bit more clearly because of the lighter orange, which I think's nice. 16th we got France. Now this is a basic one, but this is just very, very clean. I like the design down the middle to complete the colours of the flag here, and yeah, I just think there's nothing wrong with that. That's very nice. Now in 15th we have New Zealand with a basic but very effective kit. It's just black and then you've got these, I'm not sure what these are called, like reefs sort of things, but just very clean, effective, will look great on the stage. Then we have Scotland. Now this is similar to like what that classic England football shirt, but this is really cool. It's clean but you've got this like different shades of blue, which I think is really nice, and yeah, that's will look great on the stage too, I think. Then we have South Africa, something a bit more abstract. You've got the green and yellow with these like different shades of green here. I think that's just nice, quite complex, but looks nice and clean at the same time. In 12th, I've put Gibraltar, a great colour scheme with a great design that there's nothing too complex about this. It's just quite abstract, looks a bit like a football training kit again, but this is really nice. As is our number 11, just missing out on the top 10, the Republic of Ireland. This on the surface may just look like a plain green kit, but if you zoom in we have all the clovers, which I think is really cool. And yeah, I hope this stands out on TV again because that's a very nice kit. And yeah, that is just very unique. Same with our first kit that's in the top 10. Number 10 goes to Canada. This is similar but with the maple leaves instead. These are bigger so they will stand out. And yeah, that's just a really nice kit. Like, I could see these selling really well, these higher ranked ones to players from those countries, as yeah, you could just see guys wearing that at a tournament. It would look quite nice. Next up we have Japan. This is quite similar to the Scotland one I had ranked earlier, but this is just, I think, nicer with, it looks like one of the classic Japan football kits. You've got these designs here. That is just like, you could see a football team wearing that if it had a different badge. But yeah, that's just really nice. 8th, I've got Czech Republic. Like Bahrain, they've basically just got their flag on a kit. This is slightly more complex. It won't be everyone's cup of tea, but I actually really like this. Like, it is the flag, and I think the colours go quite well with the kit. Now in 7th might be the most interesting team at this year's World Cup, Belgium. Now, this kit sort of reminds me of like a bus seat sort of carpet design that you might see on like a London bus or tube, but the colours on this are really cool, as is the design. It's nothing too complex, it's just simple, but I think this is really effective and will look great on the stage. In 6th place we've got Italy. Again, this just looks basic to the eye, but this is just really, really nice. You can see you've got the blue with the gold instead of white, which I think is lovely, and then if you zoom in we've got the Colosseum and the Leaning Tower of Pisa, and then this like abstract, just these lines, which that is just a beautiful kit, and it's basic. It will look good on the stage, and maybe it's good that these things don't stand out too much, as if this was like a white outline. It might be a bit too over the top and complex, but that is just very clean and lovely. we're now into my top 5, and in 5th, it's Hong Kong. This is, it could be basic, but you've got these like pixel things, which I really think make this stand out, and it may look a bit messy, but I think that's just a stunning shirt when you look at it from afar. Like, that's just really nice. Next up in 4th, we got Croatia. Now, this is basically a Croatian football kit, but this is really cool. You know, the checkerboard design, the red, the white, the blue. That's just like iconic. It's really nice, and that will definitely stand out. Then we have Spain. Now, this just looks like a football kit. The high rank ones do. You've got the blue, and then you've got this yellow and blue like sash down the side, which that just is very, very clean, and again will look great. Second place. We've only got 2 countries left. We have the host nation, Germany. Wow, that is just a great kit. Again, it just looks like a football kit, but the colours, we got the black, the red, the yellow. It's just so clean. I could see this selling like insanely well in Germany. You know how passionate their fans are, but you could just see people wearing this at a tournament. This looks brilliant. Now, who have we got at number 1? Can any of you guess? I mean, I haven't mentioned them so far, so if you've got a great brain, you might be able to guess. But in number 1, who I think have the best kit at this year's World Cup, I've put Guyana. This is just a stunning kit. Look at the colour scheme. This is incredible. This will look great on the stage. Wow, I'm going to zoom in. There's not too much detail here, but this is just stunning. It's beautiful. Just a brilliant, clean, but amazing kit. So, there we have it. My full ranking of the kits to this year's World Cup. Let me know your top 3 in the comment section down below. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications so that you get notified whenever I upload a brand new video.